The film never lies. And Louisville star wide receiver Chris Bell Jr. has all of the physical tools and checks all the boxes to be a first round pick.
You are Locked On NFL Draft, your daily podcast covering the NFL Draft. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back to the Locked On NFL Draft Podcast, your daily podcast covering your favorite draft prospects, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your boy, Damian Parson. I'm an NFL draft analyst with Bleacher Report. And as always, thank you for making Locked On NFL Draft your first listen today and every day. Shout out for being our everydayers. It's Wednesday, which means it's Watch the Tape Wednesday. And on the docket today, Chris Bell Jr., the star receiver for Louisville, why he has the makings of a first-round pick. Kaytron Allen, the big body, burly running back from Penn State, is having himself another strong season. And Ian Strong is a receiver that you need to know about, tall and all of the makings to be a possession receiver at the next level. But before we get into all of that, today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 back in bonus bets to use freely across the app. Chris Bell Jr. Louisville faced off against Clemson last week. They lost, missed some field goals, stuff like that. But their star player is Chris Bell Jr. 6'2", 220 pounds. This is a physical specimen, right? Strong, powerful, physical, explosive athlete. And this is one of the guys that in this class, I tweeted out a couple of days ago, that I believe there are going to be at least 4 first-round wide receivers. Of course, Jordan Tyson, who's my wide receiver 1 with Carnell Tate. Behind him is my wide receiver 2 with KC Concepcion out of Texas A&M as my wide receiver 3. And Makai Lemon is my wide receiver 4. I believe all 4 of these young men, if everybody declares, will be first-round picks. And they have first-round talent. But I said that there was an honorable mention. And that was Chris Bell Jr. And against Clemson, Chris Bell Jr. was targeted 9 times, caught 5 of his 9 targets for 79 yards, 16 yards per catch. Nearly came down with a touchdown on a deep crossing route, working against, I believe, against zone coverage, things of that nature. And just watching Chris Bell and watching this game, you see the physicality with the route running that he has. It was a rep versus, it was one-on-one, him and Avion Terrell, the star corner for Clemson. And Chris Bell just overpowered him. Avion Terrell tried to lock horns and with the bull and tried to press him and jam him and wrestle with him and everything. And he basically worked him upfield, pushed him off of him just as easy as can be, and made the catch, right? And that's just to be expected. I believe Avion Terrell weighs between 185, 195 pounds. This is a 220-pound monster on the outside. Like, these are the type of guys you want to mirror and match them, and not try and match physicality. That never really works out with those type of guys, but you see that with the physical route running with him. But also you see the short area quickness, the foot fire. He beat one of the other cornerbacks on a slant route, just foot fire, gained ground, kind of pushing the defense, the cornerback, pushing him backwards, making him backpedal a little bit just to open up that space so he could take the inside leverage and break at the top of his route, right? So you see that happening. You see the speed and explosiveness once he's in open field. And the ability on those horizontal routes, the shallow crosser, the mesh concept, you're talking about dagger concept, dig routes, things of that, slants, those type of plays. You get him on a plane where he is working a one-directional plane as a route runner. And yeah, he catches the ball. If there's nobody there to make the tackle, Chris Bell Jr. is going to turn the ball upfield. And then he turns into a 6'2", 220-pound running back that you don't want to have to tackle at full speed. This is a young man that he plays with such a physical mindset. I love listen, we usually say, hey, keep your head on the swivel, right? For receivers. For offensive players. Hey, you work in the middle of the field, keep your head on the swivel. Whatever the case may be, right? What if you're a defender and it's a screen call and the ball's not going to him? If it's a running concept or run call, all I know is if he doesn't have the ball, keep your head on a swivel because he's so strong and physical with his frame. He throws a shoulder to block guys, and it looks like whiplash. Like you just see a head snap back, and it's like, was that a car that just hit me? Like, yes, it's it's hilarious to kind of see the effects because he is such a strong and physical receiver. So when I look at Chris Bell, the ball skills are there. He's not a, I wouldn't call him a natural hands catcher. And just looking at PFF real quick, last year he had four. So just going down the list here. 2022, two drops. 2023, 4 drops. 2024, 4 drops. 2025, 4 drops. He has 14 drops in 3 seasons. Okay. Like, so he has a drop percent of 8.8% right now. He's not a natural hands catcher. He has concentration drops. He has those moments where he's trying to get the ball and he wants to turn it upfield, or he's double catching. He has a couple of those. Can't remember which game it was this season. I feel like it was a night game too. I can't remember. It might have been, maybe it was against Virginia or somebody. It was a night game, I remember. And he was running I believe it was a mesh concept. Ball hit him dead in the hands. Now again, this also speaks to his explosiveness. He double caught, like he caught it, the ball, felt like the ball kind of slipped out of his hands. He snatched it up again, and then he took off. And I believe he either scored or got to the goal line. And you would think that break in concentration, that delay from being able to turn and transition from receiver to runner would have had such a negative impact on him. It didn't. It did not. He caught the ball. Once he secured it, it was what it was. He took it and he went the distance, man. And he's such, again, explosive yak type of receiver. Against Miami, you saw the same thing, mesh concept, and it's the mesh concept where you got 2 guys running the shallow cross, but one of them has the hook. So they mesh into a hook, and that was his responsibility. And you see it, that spatial awareness, reading leverage post snap, reading the zone droppers and where they might be and everything. Spatial awareness. He hooks it down, catches the ball, makes one guy miss, and then I think he powered through another one, and then he got upfield and scored. His ability to fight through contact, his ability to make defenders miss, whether with physicality or some short area quickness, and just that spatial awareness and quick processing of information, knowing, hey, I'm not alone in this area. In this region of the field, I'm not alone. So when you pair together 6'2", 220, ball skills that has developed, he's getting better catching the football, not a natural hands catcher, but getting better. So 6'2", 220, improving of his hand mechanics and catching the football, ball skills, physicality, power, run blocking. He gets open, explosive and electric athleticism, top end speed, yards after catch, can play the X, the Y, and the Z. When you combine all of that, what do you get? A potential first-round pick. He's a height, weight, speed prospect in every facet of the term. And Chris Bell Jr. from Louisville is going to have some GMs making the business decision during the 2026 NFL draft. Because if the top 4 guys, if my top 4 guys are off the board, and heck, even I could see a team drafting him over a Casey Concepcion, over a Mekhi Lemon. Why? Simply, he's 6'2", 220, and he's probably going to run in the low 4.4s. And if that is the case, sign me up. Chris Bell has all the makings of a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL draft. But coming up next, Kaytron Allen, the Nittany Lions' leading rusher. Even though the season has not gone great for them, he has proven to be a model of consistency.
I'm Cody Rourke from Locked On Broncos, and this episode is brought to you by Peloton. Peloton is shaping the future of fitness with the brand new Peloton cross-training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. This is Peloton's most advanced equipment yet, giving you real-time guidance and endless ways to move, whether you're running, lifting, or you're cross-training with your favorite instructors like Alex Toussaint. It's training reimagined to make your workout more personal. Peloton is built for breakthroughs with features that help you plan, stay motivated, and hit peak performance. You can let yourself run, lift, flex, and go while Peloton handles all the rest. Plus, Peloton IQ provides real-time strength coaching, tracking your progress and suggesting weights that challenge you so you can get stronger. Plus, the new movement tracking camera, it counts your reps and corrects your form in real time, making sure every rep is safer and smarter. So let yourself run, lift, flex, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton cross-training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com.
Kaytron Allen, 5'11", 220 pounds, a running back for the Penn State Nittany Lions, a young man who on the seasons have another strong, really good season. Been steady Eddie for them all season long. 163 carries, 917 yards rushing, 12 rushing touchdowns, only one fumble on the season. He's coming off his best game of the season. His third game, by the way, over 140 yards rushing. He's got 3 games this season over 140 yards rushing. FIU, Iowa, and now on the road against Michigan State, this past weekend, 25 carries, 181 yards rushing, 7 yards per carry, 2 rushing touchdowns. He is a bowling ball if I've ever seen one, ladies and gentlemen. And what he brings to the table, that powerful, dense build, he's suited for contact between the tackles. He's a scheme versatile running back. I really like that about him. That's the difference between him and Nicholas Singleton. Nicholas Singleton is more pure gap scheme, where you would think that the guy who's the slimmer, trimmer athlete would be more flexible and have the quicker footwork and looser hips. Yeah, that's not really the case. Kaytron Allen is like a big dancing bear, right? He's like a dancing bear, and he's got light feet for his size, and that ability to having the light footwork and the quick footwork shows up on zone runs, where he has the ability to read, diagnose, and make a play and make a decision, right? Declare what he's going to do, whether it's going to bang the run, bounce the run, or cut it up, right? And he does such a good job of that. So being able to run with that level of physicality, that level of strength, of power, that Kaytron Allen runs with, the contact balance. There was a run in this exact game where, like, the difference between him and his teammate, man, negotiating backfield penetration. He jump cut, got like kind of shifted his weight, jump cut again, just quick little hop steps to evade the defenders, fought through contact, and then got yards, more positive yards up the field. He's a functional receiving back as well. But I think third down, if he's going to be on the field on third down, it's not to catch the ball. He can pass protect, man. He's that strength, that physicality, that power that he plays with, really good hand technique and placement, keeping his hands inside, moving his feet, running his feet, being able to mirror those guys. He doesn't wait for and just try to absorb the contact. He will anchor once he latches his hands. He does the right things. So he's the type of guy that, hey, you got that edge rusher that is just, the R. Mason Thomas of the world, the Reuben Baines, the Cassius Howells, the David Baileys. When you got those type of guys, and your tackle is not, hey, I can't leave you on the island in that situation, cool. Kaytron Allen you can pull him on that side of the quarterback, and now you got yourself a chipper or to help double team that edge rusher, and he does a good job of that. But it's the patience and the vision that he runs with as well. This is a guy that is slow to fast through, slow to quick through, whichever one, right? He's a quicker than fast athlete, but he gets up the top speed for his size quickly, and I like that. So you're talking about toss sweeps and zone concepts and things of that nature. He's so patient that he allows, especially on those runs, let your blocks set up and do their jobs. That's the key for a running back. Listen, you can be fast as a running back, right? How many times we've seen it, the Chris Rainey's and those different guys that came through the league over the last 15 years or so. And of course, undersized guys, but they're 4.2, 4.3 athletes. And like, oh my God, yes, Madden, there's so much fun. And NCAA, there's so much fun. But in the aspect of playing actual football, they didn't have the nuance and savviness and just those things that you looked for to be successful. Okay. So my thing, I always use the analogy. It doesn't matter if you have a Lamborghini and it's 5 o'clock traffic on the interstate. Right? Like it doesn't matter unless you know how to use the speed at your disposal. So being fast and explosive and dynamic is great. Being patient, being deliberate, and being intentional as a running back is better. Because if I do have that speed, but I bring all those other aspects to where I can follow my blocks, I let them set their blocks, I let them engage and do their jobs, and they spring me. And now, especially not so much for Kaytron Allen, but for that 4.3, 4.2 athlete at the running back position, if it is a situation like that, yeah, that's when you're most dangerous, when you're patient. And he has that patience. So you're talking about GT counter, GH counter, those type of plays, the pin pull actions. He's got a lead blocker in front of him. He's going to let that block set up, and he's going to do his job in that realm. So when you think about what he's going to bring to a team, he's going to bring that, to me, early down runner. And I thought about different running backs. I think last year, or I think it might have been last year. I compared him to like a Lindell White. You can think about like Gus Edwards. Just those type of guys and things of that nature. Those big, strong, physical, burly backs that are so they work so well downhill. And Kaytron Allen he does those things. And again, that scheme versatility, where it's hey, I don't have to put you in one specific scheme. No, I can run gap scheme and power scheme with you, but I can also run zone. And that's a really good thing to have. And I'll say this. He is, and I don't even mean to say it in this direction, in this way. Kaytron Allen is he's Kareem Hunt in the sense of, remember, like, not prime Kareem Hunt. Prime Kareem Hunt was more, I think, was a better athlete than Kaytron Allen. But he's Kareem Hunt in the sense of, like, after his second stint coming back to football and everything, right? Going to the Cleveland Browns and things of that nature, where, like, yeah, he's got light feet, he's physical. No, actually, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. Let me walk that back a little bit. No, not Kareem Hunt. I just did my profile of him over at Bleacher Report. The editors and everything should be taking care of that this week. If I remember correctly, my comp for him was Ramondre Stevenson. Big, strong, nimble, more agile and quicker than you expect. Could catch the ball, pass protect, do all the things. The difference is Kaytron Allen protects the football. Kaytron Allen had, over his career, has 5 total fumbles in 4 seasons. He's got he has 3 seasons of 1 fumble, and then that was 2023 where he had 2 fumbles. So outside of that, and when I tell you he's a model of consistency, guys, listen to these numbers. 2022 as a freshman, 864 yards rushing, 10 rushing touchdowns. 2023, 899 yards rushing, 6 rushing touchdowns. 2024, last season, 1,100 yards rushing, 8 rushing touchdowns. And currently, right now, and he still has a couple more games to go, because you would think, for even with Penn State, you got, I think they have, let me see, look at the schedule real quick, just to make sure. Let me look at the schedule. Got 2 games, got 2 regular season games left, and he has 917 yards rushing and 12 rushing touchdowns this season. He has been one of the best backs in college football that no one is talking about. And yeah, Like he's played really, really well. And maybe, like I said, Ramondre Stevenson, Zach Charbonnet, I have I think a late day 2 grade on him, like a late 3rd round. I think that's where you want to get a guy like this, man. Because again, I think he can execute the 8-minute offense. He can execute the first and second down of your offense if you're a running team. I'm just saying, and I'll throw a team out there for you. Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos. RJ Harvey is not an every down back. I said that during the draft season. I'm saying it again. He is a very good satellite back. That's the ideal role. That's why they brought J.K. Dobbins in. It's not a coincidence that they drafted this young man in the 2nd round and still went and signed J.K. Dobbins, who's been their leading rusher and their best running back in that room. Now, you take a Kaytron Allen, you use him on those first and second downs, different things, and you can play them together in terms of putting them on the field at the same time, and then you do some different things with these guys in terms of your play calling. But at the end of the day, Kaytron Allen, 5'11", 220 pounds, is a model of consistency, and it will be a good back in the NFL given the opportunity. But coming up next, guys, we're going to close this thing out talking about Ian Strong, the big, tall, long-armed receiver from Rutgers. He's down there somewhere, that type of archetype. We'll talk about that coming up next. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or you want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. And it keeps every game even more exciting, especially when your team's making that late game push in the fourth quarter in the clutch, like my Detroit Pistons. And right now, the FanDuel is giving new customers $300 back in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $300 back in bonus bets for new customers when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com today to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Thank you for making Locked On NFL Draft your first listen today and every day. Shout out for being our everydayers. And thank you for making the Locked On Podcast Network the #1 sports podcast network in America. We couldn't do it without you guys, our everydayers. Ian Strong, 6'3", 211 pounds, the big body wide receiver out of Rutgers. Rutgers has a type because they also have, I think it's KJ Duffy, who's like 6'5" or something like that. They like big receivers, man. And Ian Strong can play. It's not a name that you might be accustomed to hearing. And this might not be a name that you are familiar with. But let's get familiar with number 9 for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Catch radius, 50-50 ball. He is a ball winner, ladies and gentlemen. That catch radius is outstanding, elite catch radius. Talking about a guy that can, at a standing, always think about like the NBA, the standing dunk, those bigs that could just stand at the rim. They have the height and the arm length, and they can just dunk from like a standing position. He's got that type of ability to pluck the ball from a standing position where, you think about running those quick hitches and curls and stop routes and comeback routes, working back down the stem to the quarterback. And the ball is high and away, like a pitcher, high and away from the defensive back, right? And with that, you see Ian Strong be able to just easily pluck the ball, extend the arms, and it's like, yeah, that's tough for a smaller defender. You're not playing through his frame either because he's 210 pounds, 211 pounds. When the ball is in the air, it's usually his. Like he excels on contested catch throws. Those targets where back shoulder fade, jump ball, it doesn't matter. Okay. He goes up and he takes it. He believes every single one of those throws belong to him. And 9 times out of 10, he's coming down with it because it is his. And I love that about his game. But he isn't just a 6'3", 210-pound, just contested catch freak. That's not all that he does. Like, he's actually has surprising short area quickness at the line of scrimmage. When he wants to win quickly, if you underestimate it and you're not prepared for it, he shook a couple DBs out their shoes and then he's gotten vertical, right? And again, the verticality part of his game is not just the aerial aspect of playing above the rim. It's, hey, I have a long stride and I can stride by you or at least get even with you. And then he has good breaks. Okay. I'm not saying the breaks that he had to go to the mechanic and get them fixed, still, factory set breaks in this vehicle where he can snap on the dime and stop his momentum and work back on the back shoulder fade. So he can work vertically, make you have to stay upfield or in the hip pocket, and then he gears down and decelerates well as a big body guy for the back shoulder fade. And I just think about the archetype like a Cortland Sutton and those type of guys, like, like every offense needs it. I don't care. The T. Higgins of the world, Andre Yoshavas, all those type of guys. You need that archetype, man. You need it. You need it. And I think he's a type of receiver, like against off coverage and zone. If you're not at the line of scrimmage, he's a long strider. He eats up grass quickly. He eats it up. He'll eat up grass with each step and each stride, galloping up into your airspace, and then break at the top of his routes. But it's at the catch point. Why he's so good is hand-eye coordination, really strong hands, strong yet soft hands, and then it's the play strength. His play strength at the catch point is outstanding, but his play strength after the catch is also outstanding. He has really good body control. He absorbs contact. He'll pinball off of contact and stay upright. He's hard to bring down on the initial contact and tackle. It's not an easy guy to tackle in open space, right? Now, here's why I really want to see him take that, really because what do you see from most throughout history? Most good, big 6'3", 6'4" wide receivers. It's the quick routes, right? After the catch, what do they typically do that they own the defense? Stiff arm. Let me get that long arm, that straight arm. Hey, talk to my hand. Read my palm if you need to. Like, he's like, can I get that from? I'm saying you gotta be Derrick Henry and start just bouncing guys' heads off the ground like a basketball. I'm sorry, but more so that straight arm. When you run that hitch route and you pivot and you turn to the sideline and then you stiff arm a guy, now that allows you to get 5 to 10 yards after the catch. Because if you stiff arm him and he's a close defender, now that safety, if it's too high or that safety in the middle of the field, he's got to work from a distance to come close that space and try to push you out of bounds. So those are the things and the things that you like about Ian Strong. I think his route tree is still a little limited. Still can develop in that area. He, from a top end speed standpoint, I think it's average. It's modest. He's more of a strider than a sprinter and everything. He doesn't have that game breaking speed. So you will see corners eventually line up on the line of scrimmage and press him. And that's the other issue at 6'3", 210. I want to see him be more consistent against press, right? What's the rule of thumb is feet first, hands second. So your feet, then your hands in terms of beating press coverage. You attack that defensive back's base, okay? And then you disconnect and dislodge his hands, or you counter punch his punches. The thing is, I'm not saying that he has to be the quickest guy at the line of scrimmage, but for 6'3", 210, I need to see you play more strong. I need to see you play to that last name and to that frame and play stronger in those situations. And I think that's a big thing for me when it pertains to Ian Strong, is that when he's at the line of scrimmage and those smaller defensive backs, they own the leverage battle off the rip because they are shorter than him, right? Low man wins. So they get their hands into his chest plate, his hands into his pads, right? Hands are inside. He can get stuck on those releases at the line of scrimmage in the contact window. I need to see him play more physical and play stronger in the contact window. If he's able to do that, that will really open him up, strengthen his arsenal, his projection going to the league, and then also stop fighting to stalemate in the run blocking game, in the run game. Like, you're 6'3", 210, man. I keep saying it because I want you guys to understand, and I'm trying to create that visual picture for you, This is a big receiver. I want to see him, Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall guys, just lax them hands, run the feet, and just take them, throw them out the club. He gives effort. It's like he just fights to a stalemate, and I don't like seeing that for a big receiver. I'm watching the Iowa tape, and there's the corner, and the guy he was facing is definitely shorter than him, and he's just, I want to see you body him in the run game. Not saying get a flag, set that tone in the run game, man. I want to see those type of things from Ian Strong. Play to the name, Strong, and play to the frame, 6'3", 210. But other than that, guys, talking about potentially a day 3 prospect, maybe late day 2, depends on how he tests, and could probably jump out the gym, honestly, and jump a good and hit a good vertical mark and everything. But hey, what does the 40 look like, right? If we get a 4.55 at 6'3", 210, I'm good, right? You know, we get close to the 4.6, could be a fourth round type of day for him, or you know, come down to the NFL draft. But we have more and more talks about him and a whole actual, maybe another draft profiles. We get more into the tape during draft season, things like that. Just watch some preliminary stuff to be able to talk about him on Watch the Tape Wednesday. But guys, that is our show. Like I said, Watch the Tape Wednesday. Ian Strong, a guy that's going to be down there somewhere, ball skills, catch radius is elite, can make the contested catch quicker than you'd expect. But he got some things he needs to work on. Kaytron Allen, bully ball running back that can be your first and second down guy, pass protect, and run that 8-minute offense when you have the lead in the NFL. And Chris Bell Jr. has all the makings to be a first-round wide receiver. Height, weight, and speed. Gotta love what he brings to the table. But as always, guys, go subscribe and follow for free on YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts, to get the latest episode as soon as it is available. Thank you for making Locked On NFL Draft your first listen today and every day. Shout out for being our everydayers. On tomorrow's show, Keith dropped a mock draft that we got to break down. Talk about our favorite picks, those interesting picks, those surprising sleeper picks. We'll talk about all that on tomorrow's show. So come and join the conversation again tomorrow on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.